Hey guys, I'm Ed Willshire.
I'm Bo Bozart.
And we are the two hosts of Loosely Defined here on Passion Project. Here's our faces. You don't normally get to see that on the show. And we're here for Passion Project Book Club talking about Black Panther, Book 1, A Nation Under Our Feet, which was written by Ta-Nehisi Coates and illustrated by Brian Stelfreeze. And this was the first comic that Ta-Nehisi Coates has written. But now he's going on to write Captain America this summer.
I really liked it. It was not as accessible as I think it could have been for an issue 1, because it kind of starts with like post-attack from Thanos and the Black Order and Namor the Submariner.
It's a bunch of characters that if you're not a comic book reader, specifically a Marvel Comics reader, you might be a little lost to start, because it really just jumps right into it. If you have seen the Black Panther movie that's in theaters now, you might have some context, but I would definitely recommend doing just a little reading into the Black Panther lore and some of the Marvel stuff that might be going on when this came out. But I thought what was immediately capturing about those first couple pages, introducing, kind of jumping right in the middle of things, is we get right into Wakanda, right into the miners on the vibranium mound that the nation is built off of. So you're getting right into it, and the art immediately is just incredible. Like the way he draws this character. I've known about this book for a bit, but I hadn't actually read it other than for this book club. And some of these panels I've already seen before, like online, just being circled around. They've already become some of the most iconic Black Panther imagery that has existed, and this has only been out for 2 years. You see, like in the first couple pages, he's just battling other Wakandans that have been turned against him by one of the villains who we don't really get much information on.
She just kind of is there. I mean, she stands out. Can you pull up a picture?
Yeah.
She wears like bright green. If you know her name and it's in here, or she's a big character in the Black Panther lore.
Here she is. The other villain, is it Tetu? He's sort of doing like a little ritual with her right now. And she is who they allude to at the very beginning for taking control of the mines and giving so much hate to these Wakandans that he's battling at the beginning. So we only get that brief introduction to the villains. But what's really cool is we get a great introduction to a lot of supporting characters around T'Challa and in Wakanda. Like there's a lot of scenes with his mother.
Yeah, Ramonda's awesome.
Yeah, she's great, and she's just like, she's sort of like the elder because his dad's dead at this point, and this is something that I believe they left out of the film, so if you've seen Black Panther, you might not know this, but she is, unless I read this wrong, she's not actually his mother, right? Yeah, she's his like stepmother. His sister Shuri, who, again, you might know from the film, but in this, this is way beyond her kind of beginning as just sort of this tech wizard in Wakanda.
That's the thing. When they jump into this, Shuri has, 1, been Black Panther for a while, and 2, is dead, but not. Like, it's a weird, like her body is in some kind of stasis pod, and when T'Challa goes to what I assume was the ancestral plane.
Yeah, I'll find the panel, because it's beautifully illustrated.
Yeah, one of the strongest points in this book is how T'Challa and Ramonda talk about Wakanda and how it's, how his responsibility as a king is different than as a soldier, and yeah, he's a superhero, but he's also in charge of a lot more than just going out and fighting people. In the beginning, he refers to Wakandans as his children, so I think that kind of plays into how he is the protector in a larger sense than combat and violence.
Yeah, he's like, because this is very much like a transitional, almost Civil War type period in Wakanda right now. He's got to sort of reestablish what he views as Wakanda and what is going to be important for him as both the Black Panther and as the ruler of Wakanda. Earlier in the book, when you see him using his, like, I guess, I don't know how to call it, like his soul senses, like the way he sort of was able to track the villain initially.
They had a term for it. I can't remember what it was. He's like tracking their soul. It might be soul sense.
It's right here. It's in like the second page. My name is my nature. I can track a body through wind and rain, for I track not the body but the soul within. And you get this panel here. He's kind of running through a crowd, and you see this kind of green trail, and everyone's sort of outlined. So like they establish his powers really well in here. He does a lot of like shockwave attacks where you get this beautiful like purple aura around him, and the coloring gets really exaggerated.
Yeah, and he shoots a straight up energy blast at some point, if I remember correctly.
Like all the Wakandan tech and all the technology, like all the weapons they have here, it really got me into the world, and it made me want to know a little bit more. Definitely go back to the stories that were told before here to know like how some of these characters got what they got, especially the two characters Ayo and Aneka, who are two members of the Dora Milaje, who have been like
ex-members of the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, they are not on the side of the government in Wakanda anymore. But one thing which I thought was great is that they're together. They're like they love each other. They're in a lesbian relationship, and it's done very casually, but it's really like it's a loving, very powerful relationship that they set up very well. They're supporting each other both emotionally and physically, saving each other's lives. And I can tell they're going to be a driving force of this story going forward. I'm really, really interested to see where they go.
A lot of their action is really interesting, and also just what they're doing is important, I think. Like they, at one point, or the introduction is them rescuing women captured in, I'm not sure what context. They free them and then immediately
it's a bandit compound in northern Wakanda is how they set the scene. Yeah.
Also, Wakanda is way bigger than they made it seem in the movie.
This is a very full world.
Yeah, they're hopping all over the place, and
Hey all, it's Ed. So unfortunately we lost some of our footage and we have to cut in here to say goodbye. So huge shout out to Buffalo Street Books for hosting Passion Project's book club and being a valued part of the Ithaca community. There you can find all the books covered in this series available for purchase, as well as many more new and classic reads. We really enjoyed being a part of this book club and look forward to doing this again in the future. Passion Project would like to thank all of you for watching, and please remember to check Bo and I out on Loosely Defined, returning this fall for a whole new season. You'll find that on iTunes, Spotify, or even right here on the Passion Project YouTube page. Make sure you also check out Passion Project online, and once again, be sure to come down to Buffalo Street Books and support local business.